Hey guys, what's up? I'm Maraiah Cruz, and for today's video we're going to be talking about things to do before you conceive, and this is part 2 because I already know that I have so much points to hit on, and there's so much points that I probably won't even hit all of them, but I'm splitting this up into several different videos because I don't want one video to be super long, because I have a feeling the video I did, part 1, is already way too long. But I have a notebook here, so I know that I'm not gonna miss any points. But yeah, let's just get into it. And if I'm talking kind of fast, my husband is actually gonna finish work really early today, so he's half day today. So I want to get this video done before he gets home. So my first point to this video is to pick up some ovulation test kits, and I'm going to share you a few that I have with me right now. A few of them I used up and I don't have any more of them, but I'm going to post some pictures. I'm also going to post some pictures of my organization because I got a ton of organization things right now. So I have this box here. I got this from my best friend. She got this for me for my bridal shower with a whole bunch of other things that I have all over my apartment because they're so cute. This is happiness blooms from within, and I just take that as, you know, babies bloom from within. You know, anyways. So I already gone through a ton of them, but I have some little, these are portion cups, and I keep them in here. And these are the Pregnate brands, the Pregnate brand LH kit, and it has some instructions on the back. The kit that I got came with a pack of 100 of the LH strips, and then it came with 50 of the pregnancy test strips, so like the HCG test strips. So it came with a pack of 100, and I do one in the morning as soon as I wake up. If I held in my pee and I didn't drink too much liquid, I'll take one before I go to work, and sometimes I'll take one during work. I'll just hang out in the bathroom until I see the results, and then I take one in the evening time before dinner, because that means I haven't drank a lot of fluid yet. So you want to pick up some LH test strips. These are just the cheap versions of what I used in the beginning. So I have the clear blue. I have it in this little package thing. I'll put a picture of the box if I find a picture of a box. But there are these purple ones. I'm not going to open it. And I actually went through 2 boxes, so little device thing is called, and you take the whatever's in here, the test stick, you stick it into this little hole here, and then it'll start blinking and give you whatever results you need. This is a little bit more expensive. I think it was $40 for a pack of 20 or 30 test sticks, I don't remember. And the kit that I got on Amazon was about $30. And I will link everything down below if I can find everything. I'll just link everything down below. Anything that I talk about in this video, I will link down below. So the next thing is to use some Preseed. So there's this Preseed personal lubricant, and this is by First Response. So it has this little tube here. So it comes liquid in the tube, and it comes with these syringe things. So what you would do, you would take the cap off of this, you'd screw this on, and actually you want it this way. And what you want to do, you don't want to suck this up because it's not going to really suck anything up. That's what I've noticed. It doesn't suck it up really good. What you want to do is just squeeze the bottom part, and then you'll notice that this part goes up on its own. It has I guess measurements, and I don't know if you can see it, but it has measurements on there. And I only recommend filling it up to the 1 because a little goes a really long way, and it's really slippery. It's water-based, so it's really slippery. It's sperm friendly. You want to make sure you stay away from like the KY jelly, and make sure it doesn't say that it's a contraceptive, because if it's a contraceptive and you're planning to get pregnant, those are really bad for the sperm because it's going to kill the sperm. So you want to make sure you stay away from that. And it comes with a pack of 9 of these little syringe looking things, and I keep this on the side of my bed because, you know, just case you need it. And this is if you don't produce as much good cervical mucus for the sperm. And on top of that, I do recommend getting some soft discs or menstrual cups. So this is the brand that I have. It's a soft disc. It used to be called Softcups, and it comes with a pack of a lot. I think this is 14. And I opened one up just to show you. So it comes in these little packages, and I prefer using this over like the little menstrual cup looking things like the Diva cups, only because these are like the original ones, I guess. And it actually says that it is non-toxic, hypoallergenic, and let's see, not linked to toxic shock syndrome. I don't know exactly what that is, but it says it on the inside of the box. But you just, you know, there's two ways you can use this. I would say there's two ways you can use this. So you would have your husband or whoever finish, you know, inside of you, and then you would just, you know, take this. You can put a little bit of the Preseed in here, just a little tiny bit, and then you would stick it up into your vagina. And there's a whole ton of videos that you can watch to really see how to insert it. They have like these diagram lady bits that's clear, and you can see them how to insert it. And I would recommend you, okay, so there's two ways you can hold it. This is like the normal way if you were to use it like as a period cup, because these are actually period cups. I would recommend you flipping it upside down and putting it this way, because you notice that the this bottom part is shallower than if you were to have it this way. So the shallower it is, the closer the sperm is to the cervix. So that's one of the options. You can either have him finish inside of you and then you stick this up in about 5 minutes after, or you can have him finish into the cup and, you know, put it in. So my fourth point is to pick up some pregnancy tests, and I'm a little crazy because I have a ton of them. This whole bin right here is filled with pregnancy tests. So I've already I have more of the cup things in here, stacked in here, but I have like a little container here, and it has like all the cheapy test strips of pregnancy tests. These are the HCG tests, and they're pretty much the same thing as the LH test that I've mentioned. So there's 50 of them. Oh, here is the ovulation stick. I can show you. This is what the ovulation stick looks like. It looks like a pregnancy test, and then, you know, you just dip it into the urine sample, and then you would stick this into the device thing, and it'll tell you like flashing smiley face, circle, no flashing smiley face, and then a solid smiley face if it's good. But this is the clear blue digital. This one comes in a pack of 5. It is a little expensive to have the pack of 5, but, you know, I think you just get more for your money. And then I also have the rapid detection, which just gives you a minus or a plus if you're pregnant. I also got the first response. Get the triple check ones. So it comes with 3 different ones. It has the what is this one? The regular check. The regular one, the one that checks 6 days sooner, is the double check, which is the digital, and then it has a rapid result, which you can get the result in less than a minute, or in about a minute. And I also got just 2 packs of this regular first response 6 days sooner, because this is supposed to be so much more sensitive than any of the other pregnancy tests on the market. These measure 6.3 MIUs in the urine. The next thing I recommend you doing is to download some apps. So there are period tracking apps, cycle tracking apps, fertility tracking apps, pregnancy apps. There's so many different apps, and I've went through a ton of them. Like, I tried a ton of those apps. So out of all of the apps that I've tried and went through. I'm gonna go through a few of them that I've stuck with, that I didn't delete off my phone. Last night, I actually went through my phone and got rid of the apps, the tracking apps that haven't really been helping me. And if you have a long cycle like me, some of the apps only go to 100 days. And some of the apps only go to 80 days or 50 days. And for me, the longest cycle I've had was 110 days. So it was really hard for me to use those apps. So a few of the apps that I use, don't judge what's on my screen right now, but I have an Android phone. So an Android phone, some apps will work on Android that'll work on iPhone, and vice versa. Some will work on iPhone and not work on Android. So I have this right here. I don't know if you can see that, but this, okay, so this is a period tracking app. I use this one the most. That's the first one I use. I have Ovia. This is my doctor's thing. And then Premom. I use Premom to take pictures of my test strips. And then the Fertility Friend mobile. I haven't really used that one, but the charts that you can do on that is really good, but I haven't been consistent on it, which I'm trying to do. But I'm gonna go on this one right now. This is my period tracker, and my sister actually showed this app to me a couple of years ago, and I use this to track my periods, and then I started tracking everything else. But see, it says that I'm 25 days to my next period, and then it tells me my fertility window and when my next period is expected to come. And then on here, this is the calendar, so it shows you like the little hearts mean like that's the day you had some fun. But last month looks a little crazy because, you know, Christmas time, we started not using condoms and it got a little fun. And then January, we did a whole lot of fun. This is my birthday month. The first week kind of got a little fun, second week, and then third week kind of just dialed it down. And then this past week got a little fun. And I'm expected to ovulate. It says I'm expected to ovulate next week. So it's saying that I'm going to ovulate next week, but I have a feeling that I'm going to ovulate so much sooner. Or I've already ovulated actually, because my period is so irregular. I could have already ovulated. But what's great about this app is that you can choose the amount of days that your cycle length is. So you can actually type in here how much days your cycle is versus scrolling through all the different numbers and you have to select the amount of days. Now I'm gonna go into the Ovia app here. So there we go. This is what the first page looks like. It tells you your fertility score, how much days, like what's your cycle, how much days to your fertility window, and then when to take your pregnancy test. It's telling me that today is my fertility window because this app, unfortunately, as much as I love this app, the only thing about this app is that when you go here to pick your average cycle length, when you're here to select your average cycle length, it only goes up to 100. That's the most you can actually choose. You can't choose more than 100. And then if you go to the calendar, pretty much same thing. Hearts and stuff means you had sex. This doesn't have the option to say you had sex protected or unprotected. So this one, you know, it just says have sex because this is a fertility tracker, not necessarily a period tracker. And it gives you all these options. I didn't fill everything out yet today, but I did do my temperature. I have been taking my temperature. And for this app, it's actually telling me that I'm in my fertile window versus the other app, because this app I can only choose up to 100 days, which is the only downfall. So those two apps are my most favorite apps because they're actually they're pretty accurate, or not, I can't say they're accurate, but I feel like they give me the most. The next thing you want to do is to get some pregnancy books, get some fertility books, conception books, those kinds of books, because I think those books give you a lot of information, and it helps out a lot. And I have a stack of them here. These are not all of the books that I have, but this is a good handful of books that talk about pre-pregnancy. A ton of the other books that I have that's like stacked in this area right here, those are like you're already pregnant. I think that's my husband. I'm not going to go through all the details, but I'm just going to talk about, like, you know, the books. This is Pregnancy Made Simple. This is the first book that I got, and I got this book at Target. But it has like a lot of colored pictures and a lot of good information in like a small book. It just hits like all the main points. It doesn't go into detail, but it gives you all the main points that you pretty much need. Another book I got is the Mayo Clinic Fertility and Conception book. This book is so good. Has so much information. It's like this book, but expanded, and I don't know if you can see, but the words are super small. It has colored pictures, but it gives you so much information. It's such a good book. It has an index at the back, so if you're looking for something specific, you can just go to it. It has some websites that you can go to that'll really help you out a lot. And it's not just for the female fertility part, it talks about the male side also. That's a good book. Next book, I kind of just got this book, but only because I plan to get the what to expect when you're expecting book. And I feel like this is going to be a good starter to that, because these books are pretty much the Bible to pregnancy, I guess, which is what I've heard, at least. The Complete Guide to Getting Pregnant. I haven't read all of these books cover to cover, but so far with all the information that I've read, it's pretty good. So it's not in color, but there's so much information that you can get out of this book. The next book, this book is kind of hefty. I haven't read all of it. I just go to the parts that I want to read. But this is Taking Charge of Your Fertility. It's really inexpensive. All these books are pretty inexpensive. These are less than $15. But this is a really good book. I haven't read a lot of it yet. I only read the beginning part. And it just talks a lot about infertility and stuff in the beginning, and irregular, and then it goes into irregular cycles. This is a really good book. And I'm not going to rate any of these books like in the order I would get them. I just started going through them from the smallest book to the biggest book. And this is another book I would really recommend if you want to go all natural. This is the Mama Natural week by week guide to pregnancy and childbirth. So this book goes into childbirth, which is really, really good. And it's week by week. That's the one thing good about this. It actually tells you week by week. So this goes in, all this is like pre-pregnancy, and this is first trimester, and it says week 1 you're just a little bit pregnant. But I recommend these books in no particular order. Those books are really, really good. My next point is to clean up your beauty and hair area. You want to get away from all those chemicals, go more natural, go plant-based, just clean it up. Make sure, because you're like those products, especially like your shampoos and stuff, or the deep conditioners that you let sit in your hair, those can get into your blood system because it goes into your pores. Not a lot of it, but a little bit. But if you do it consecutively, every other day, even weekly, it just builds up in your system, and you want to stay away from that. So you want to go a little bit more natural, a little bit more organic. It does get expensive, but it's going to be better in the long run. I've already mentioned this in my last video, but if you mention it more than once, it's probably really important. But talk to your doctor about preconception planning, because they could get you on the right track to getting pregnant. Do a joint. I've read that you should do joint fertility checkups, and I got that out of this book. Because if you're doing preconception planning, you want to make sure both of you are good. You want to make sure that your husband's sperm or your partner's sperm is, how can I put it? The motility is good. The motility is like excellent, and the sperm count is it's like hundreds of millions. So that's really, really good. Like in the millions, not the hundreds, because hundreds is bad. Doing joint fertility checkups will save you time in the long run, because if you only do checkups for the female, say it wasn't you, you're all good, and 6 months later, 12 months later, you realize it might be your partner, you could have saved yourself 6 or 12 months, and just get everything good and, you know, checked out in the first month. So do joint checkup. It'll really benefit you. My next point, and I've already talked about cervical mucus, but start taking primrose oil, because primrose oil it's a supplement, it's a vitamin. You can get them natural at Whole Foods. I know here in Hawaii we have a Down to Earth and a Whole Foods, but go natural. You can even pick it up at Target or Walmart, I think. But I use a natural primrose supplement. All my vitamins that I take is from Nutrilite, and it's all natural, all organic, or it's all natural. It's all plant-based, and it really helps increase, and it increases your cervical mucus, and it makes it a lot more. It makes it more, which is good for your vagina. Anyways, and also drink a lot of water. It really helps with building your cervical mucus, increasing your cervical mucus. And my last point that I want to mention is to manifest it. And I'm a strong believer in, you know, what you say is what you get, or not really what you say is what you get, but the more you say it, the more you manifest it. You know, you want to write it down, put it everywhere. Like I put down everywhere that we will have a baby in 2019. Like we will physically hold our baby in 2019, and I'm so excited for that. But it's pretty much the power of the spoken word. If you're a strong believer, if you have a strong faith, there's so much things about manifesting it, and you know, proclaiming it, not proclaiming it, but manifest what you want, because what you say over and over and over again is what you're gonna get. And I tell myself, and I pray every single day, that, you know, God, please bless us with a healthy and happy baby. God, please bless us with a healthy and happy baby. And I say that all the time. We even write names down, and I'm not going to mention any of the names, but we write the names down. We have it written down all over the place. I have it written down in notebooks. I have a boy name and a girl name picked out, so I have them written down in notebooks. I have them written down on my mirrors. I just have them written down everywhere. And it gives you so much belief that, you know, I'm gonna have a baby, I'm gonna have a baby, I'm gonna have a healthy and happy baby. No matter how your cycle is, no matter what you're going through, if you're going through infertility, if you have an irregular cycle, if you have PCOS, endometriosis, those types of things that can cause infertility, if you keep telling yourself, I'm going through infertility, I'm going through infertility, that could be one reason why that you're going through infertility, because you keep speaking it. I'm going through infertility. But for me, I tell myself, I'm going to get pregnant. I'm going to get pregnant naturally. We're going to have a baby this year. I do not have any PCOS, endometriosis. I do not have anything wrong with my internal organs that can prevent pregnancy. I tell myself all the time, you know, everything is going to go good. Everything is in God's plan. And I just manifest. Every single day we're going to have a baby. And we're gonna have a healthy and happy baby. God is gonna bless us with a healthy and happy baby. And you don't need to have a faith like I do to manifest or proclaim, or, you know, not set into stone, but, you know, you don't have to have a huge faith like I do to have a baby. You just have to believe in yourself and your husband, your significant other, that you will have a baby. No matter how, like, whatever you're going through, you are going to have it. You just have to believe in yourself. You have to stay positive, because staying positive will get you a positive. Let's just put it at that. But anyways, that is it for this video. Like and subscribe down below, and leave me comments. You know, let me know if you have any other tips and stuff. And I'm also going to link part 1 in the description box, and somewhere in the cards. It's probably floating around everywhere. But that is it for this video. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah. Bye.